in Excel, but I can already see here. There's probably two things just to think about is when you open it up in Excel, see if it has any spaces in the headings or if it looks weird. So let's go and have a look at some of the data here. Lesson data, data 5, McDonald's. So this looks pretty good to me. So there's no spaces in the headings. The first row is always headings. That is good. If it looked like this, it's not going to work for you. So make sure that there's no, or if it looked like this, for example, that won't work either. So make sure that there's no gaps. And the first row is your headings. Hopefully there's some coordinates and you know what your coordinates are. So here X and Y. If I go back to my ArcMap, so that's number one, checking the file. Number two is you might want to save it out as a CSV. Sometimes with XLSX, which is the current version of Excel, it really doesn't like putting things in here. So you might want to save it as a CSV file so you can have it as a CSV and bring it in. I usually open it up as soon as it comes in and I have a look at the attributes. So just to make sure that it has come in okay. I've got my X, Y, looks like the data that was in Excel, that looks great. I usually also add something else in there, just so I know that it's kind of come in the right spot. So I just dragged in roads, but you could have added something else, like you could have added suburbs. These are all McDonald's in Perth, so I just want to have something else there so that when I display it, hopefully I'll know if it's in the right spot or not. I would right click, display XY data. I've got my X and my Y field, and I make sure that I choose the correct coordinate system. For this one, I've gotten lucky, it's picked up the coordinate system of something else. So this is actually in GDA 94, but let's say, for example, in the exam, I tell you that it's in MGA zone 50, you would have to come up to projected, national grids, Australia, GDA 1994, MGA zone 50. However, this is not in that. So I'm going to Australia, GDA 94, and go okay. And okay. And I got some points in. If you don't have points coming in, quite often one of the issues is you've gotten your X and Y's around the wrong way. So if I'd done this, and gone okay, and gone okay, there's some points, I can't see them on my map. And I can zoom to them, but they're, you can see that, they're kind of sideways instead of vertical because we've got them flipped the wrong way around. This is why I always make sure that I have something else in my map, so immediately I get that feedback of, oh, hang on, something went wrong. So usually that's one of the common issues, so make sure it's X, Y, and the other thing is just making sure the coordinate is correct. If I choose the wrong coordinate system, it will not come up in the right place at all either. So if I accidentally chose a projected coordinate system, but the data is not in that coordinate system, where I zoom to later. It's just not even working for me. Mainly because it's very, very small. This is very, very small compared to your Eastings and Northings. So we want to go display XY data, XY, choose the right coordinate system, and we're good. Literally in the exam, I'll ask you to print off some points. I'm literally looking for this. I'm not looking for you to make a map. You don't have to add a template. I will be looking for a printed piece of paper with some dots on it. I will know if your dots are correct because I'm a nerd and I made it to spell words out. So I will know if you got it correct compared to your person next to you.
So can we just do like a screenshot and print it? Yeah.
So that is XY data.
So you didn't have to make like a geodatabase to do that? Because I didn't see you do that.
Like you can if you want, but I'm not asking you to. Like if you wanted to, I could have made a geodatabase. So let's go to here. So I could make a geodat. I didn't want to make one of those. Right. I could have made a geodatabase called exam and made a feature data set and feature file and imported this in. So I could have gone right click data, export data and save it into here. But for the actual exam, I don't care if this disappears or not. As long as I've got my screenshot, I'm done. If you do want to, you could set up your feature data set in GA50. And I could save it out, data, export data, and save it out into my geodatabase. If you want to save it out, it could be a good idea in case your computer crashes and you haven't printed anything yet, but my perspective is getting the points back is pretty simple. So that's me. Happy to move on to the map side of things. So let's delete some of these things and start again.